The Kages and Madara have an all-out brawl, and Sasuke gets to meet his zombie brother Itachi in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 332. Compared to the pacing of last week's episode, this one was pretty damn stellar. It covered a couple chapters from the manga series, and they were all really interesting. I'm actually surprised they went as far as they did, but the main focus this week is getting to see the battle between Kages, Madara, and we get to see the epic reunion with Sasuke and Itachi. But I really love the build up to all of this, and we even get a big flashback with Inoki, and he was definitely one of the stars of the Kages this week. I would say it was him and Tsunade who really stood out this week. But I loved the actual build up to his flashback, and we actually get to see him as a much younger lad, hanging out with the previous Tsuchikage, who's just sort of floating around like a Dragon Ball character. And I really enjoyed the scene between the two because essentially they talk about the Will of Stone, which is pretty similar to the Will of Fire, essentially. There's even a scene where they flash forward a little bit. You get to see a little bit older Inoki hanging out with Mu, and they're confronted by Madara, and essentially Madara is telling him, look, you're going to listen to what the leaf has to say, and you're going to have to deal with it. Oh, by the way, here's my badass Susanoo. Wah! It's at this point that it finally transitions back to the battle. You get to see Madara is actually summoning like a giant forest, and he displays this other ability to summon these giant flowers which release this poisonous pollen, and then he just starts lighting the entire thing on fire, so he's pretty much trying to roast all the Kages at once. But as I said, they transition from that right back to Inoki, and he's able to get up and use his particle style, which is really awesome. I know this character flies and shoots beams. He's essentially like the ultimate tribute to Dragon Ball, but he's able to like destroy the entire forest and blast all the way through it. This scene is really awesome and one of the action highlights of this week's episode. The part that all the fanboys are going to be talking about, though, is the scene where Sasuke notices that his brother Itachi is running through the woods, and of course he has to ask the question, why the fuck is he here? Shouldn't he be dead? So he decides to give chase, and we finally get this sort of pseudo-reunion between the two. We see that Sasuke has a lot of questions. We do too as the viewer. But Itachi's not really going to give up all the information that much. They do have a conversation which is pretty cool, where essentially he tells him that he had a big plan for Sasuke. He wanted him to go down the right path, but it just didn't really work out. Sasuke's decided to be a criminal, and it looks like he's just going to have to choose his own destiny for now. But this is all leading up to the point where Itachi is saying that he's going to try and stop the reanimation, stop all the Edo Tensei zombies, and this means he's going to have a confrontation with Kabuto, and that can only mean something really cool, a lot of really good action, and of course we might even get to see the two brothers team up, wink wink. Now typically in a Naruto episode, they could have ended it right there, but honestly the pacing in this one was moving so quick I didn't expect that there would be this bit at the end, but I'm glad when they finally got back to the battle between the Kages, you get to see that Madara was actually hit by Inoki's particle beam, and a large chunk of him was taken out, and as he's reforming, they can actually see the first Hokage's face is on his chest. That's when he continues to just friggin' berate all the Kages right there. In particular, he really picks on Tsunade. This whole scene, he's just being a complete and total dick. Now, it's no surprise a lot of the Uchiha in the series have been very smug, but he takes it to a new level by essentially saying, hey, are you related to Hashirama Senju? Because if you are, I'm gonna kill you first. Oh, and on top of that, you suck because you're a woman, so get in the kitchen and make me some pie. Tsunade, however, is not one to back down, and she gets really pumped up for a big battle. She's influenced by her grandfather, and she's getting ready to take on the most powerful Uchiha that we have seen in the series. So, there it is, end of the episode. Really freaking great this week. Like I said, the pacing when compared to the last one was awesome. There were flashbacks in this episode. However, they went quick, and a lot of the flashbacks were of stuff that we haven't seen before, like Inoki. And I loved seeing that background because, frankly, I just like going around to all of the different villages just to see kind of what they're like. And, you know, like I said, the Will of Stone, the Will of Fire, they all sort of, you know, share the same mold. All the animation in the fights this week were pretty damn good, like it opened up with the giant stone golem getting ripped apart by all the trees, getting to see more of Madara's abilities, and of course getting to see Inoki use his particle beam, which I just think is really awesome, one of the most devastatingly powerful techniques in the series. But this is all leading up to the grand confrontation with Kabuto, and I can't wait to see this, because Kabuto is one of my favorite villains in the series. He's been around for a really long time. He's very mysterious, and I can't wait to learn a little bit more about his past and see like where he came from. And obviously, I cannot wait to see this epic battle, which is getting ready to take place between the brothers and Kabuto. So, awesome episode. I really don't have too many complaints. If I only had one, it's that there were some parts in the episode that were animated well, and then there were some parts where the art was a little off. So I'm going to knock this episode down to a 9. But otherwise, really awesome episode of the series that you guys need to check out, with a ton of action, getting to see the reunion with Sasuke and his brother, and just so many good moments, and all the Inoki stuff was really cool, so I really appreciated that, and the pacing was awesome. I can only hope that the animation team can keep this up, and they can keep this pacing going. I know we have a lot more canon material to get through, and apparently there are no filler in sight, so let's just kick back and frickin' enjoy this. So I like this episode a lot, but what about you guys? Did you like the badassness of Inoki taking down Madara? And what do you think is going to happen with Itachi and Sasuke and Kabuto? You can let me know with your comments below. And remember guys, before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Absolutely one of the best ways to support our videos. And you could click on some of the other videos we got up top, check them out, and, you know, do the whole blah 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 blah. So, I will see you next time guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.